It's been a long time since I got out this early on a Saturday. Look at that. It's not even 10 o'clock yet. Well, it's 9:57 to be exact. Man, look at that thing right there. Boy, I wonder what kind of things I'm going to be recovering today. I'm just going to be looking around, hoping for the best. Hey, look at that. Let's pray that the run through video is going to be pretty monumental because this monumental day on how pretty it is out here. I don't get it though. I mean, it's rained like crazy, but it looks like it barely rained at all out here. I mean, I'm talking about floodation. Maybe I'm just seeing things differently because it's so early. I mean, right now I should be sitting on the foot of the bed, putting on the shoes, thinking about where I want to go. But I got up about 7:30, hopped in the shower, shaved for the first time in a couple of weeks, preparing myself for the things we're about to find today. Let's pray that it's going to be a monumental day for real. Where's that thing at? The heck is that thing? No, it's not a colloidal disc, whatever you call it. That's a perfect circle, though. Guys, I cannot keep another rock. You're going to say, God, man, that's an artifact, man. Come on. That's one of their little game disc. I don't know what it is about this place. I found some strange things out here before. I found some kind of weird banner, half of a banner stone that was made of slate that was like as thin as a piece of cardboard. Had a drilled hole in it. And then the last time I came out, I think it was the last time I came out. Yeah, I think it was like the last time I came out here and I found what I think is the end of one of their monumental smoking pipes. The one that they pass around. Either it was half complete or it was maybe, I don't know, it had to be half of one. But that thing was so machined it wasn't even funny. I mean, it looked like it was machine made, you know? Alright, don't worry. Yeah, check this thing out. I moved a couple rocks because I saw something that looks like sugar quartz underneath a couple things. It's right there. When you see that white, it's time to take a look. Yeah, there were a couple of these rocks like sitting on top. This is what it looked like right there. Don't ask me how I noticed that thing. It's probably nothing though. Oh, it's a little tiny one. It's barely 10, and I think I might have found one. Oh boy, that's a tiny Georgia boy style piece. Look at that. Already. Let me get it in the light so you can see it. Where's the light? Where's the flashlight? Come on, come on. Do I have to move down or do I have to move? Oh, there we go. That's a weird one though. Yeah, that's a beveled one. That's a beveled piece. Thank the Lord we saw that little broken shell. It helped us see it. Yeah, I know it's kind of amateur. It is. But it's fully intact. And it's almost crystal clear. Good start to the day. I was about to say morning. Let's just go ahead and say the full day. Let's hope it's not going to be the only one. Let's hope it's going to be one of 11. It's an amateur scraper. Maybe it's a completely busted blade. Top left, up, down, and it's all busted. No telling. I think that's the bottom though. Had a curve on it. I'm going to have to clean this thing up. It's got writing on it. Who knows what kind of title this thing has on it. It could be a sign for us. Let me add it to the pocket. I don't know if it's ever going to be legible. That's weird. Huh. Oh, it's a piece of pottery. I thought that was a rock with a divot in it. That's weird. Huh. Another weird find out here. That looked like a rock, but it's a piece of pottery. I finally noticed the consistency in it. That's an impact fracture right there. Nothing. Another big one that had nothing in it except my big footprints. Cleaning their dishes. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Check it out. We got a little rounded off rock right here. I bet that's all it is going to be is a rock. You never find soapstone out here. You never will. They're too modern of a society. Oh, it is just a rock. Oh, it's a piece. Dang. Hold on. There's an ant biting me on the back. That is a piece of the pot. I thought that was just like one of those rounded off stones that we always find out here. That is never an artifact. Dang, that's a thick piece for real though. One of the thickest I've ever recovered in this creek. I bet that thing weighed a ton when it was intact. Beautiful piece. Good eye, good eye. Matches all the rocks out here. The bigger ones. Camouflage. Is it glass or plastic? It's glass. Let's see what we got here. It's probably busted. Yes, busted. Probably. Oh, it's not busted. Huh. It's a little condiment jar. Let's add it to the stash. I mean, the bank. Let's add it up to the bank so we can find it 580 years from now. Imagine finding something like this a long time from now. I'm looking at it. Thing's been out here for a while. Look at that. Look at the creek stain on the inside of it. That's crazy. You're going to say, why don't you take it? You don't have a bottle like that. Well, it's just a condiment jar, guys. Probably from 1989. It's not old enough for us. I'm trying to spot something. I mean, that's like the place to look right here. Under the log. I mean, that looks like something, but it's nothing. You already know the game. If it doesn't lift right up, it means it's got thickness to it. Especially when it comes to like the dirt and the sand. If you come across something that looks like an edge or something that's sitting down, laying down on clay soils or something, and you try to lift it up, and it doesn't lift right up, that means that it's got thickness, which means it's not going to be an artifact. But if it lifts right up, it's got to be one. Because the way it's nipped, it doesn't have any definite sides to it. Hey, there's a piece of chert. Look, we can see right through the tree. I always find some chert up in here. Well, dang, that's the bottom of a nice one. Maybe it's just a flake. Yeah, it's just a flake. Look at that thing. Pretty. Where's the bigger thing at? That's what I want to know. Hey, it's another piece of the pot. Bingo, y'all. Check it out. And it's got a weird design on it. Good find. Good eye. It matched the soils. Pretty. At least it's something. Look at that. I don't know what's on the inside or the outside. I think that's the inside. It's got some ash on it too. But that, I mean, that looks like a handprint, for real. Very good find. At least it's got a design on it. You know, I was about to say, too bad I didn't find another one. Yeah, the waters got high. I know they did now. I was just telling myself back here, I should be required to crap my drawers because I didn't find one, because that would have been the place to find it. But that doesn't matter. At least I found my second one, and I almost stepped on it. Please tell me that's intact. That tells me how high the waters could have gotten out here. I would have recognized it weeks ago when I came out. It's sitting right on top. And that one's sitting right up, for real. Oh, is that a Dalton? Hold on. I found Daltons out here before. It's got a little bit of a crazy looking base on it. Tip is 99.2% there. It's got a little tiny tip ding on it. Heck yeah. Well, not heck yeah for the tip ding. I mean, heck yeah, because we just found another one. We had to go a long way to find it. Boy. Yeah, that tip ding doesn't matter that much. When you find more than one, that's a good day in GA. Hey, that rhymed. Cute. Look, we got a friend right here. Hello. Hope you're enjoying your day. I know it's the first real cloudy weekend day that we've had in a long time. It's going to rain cats and dogs, according to the forecast, later on tonight and tomorrow. Thank the Lord for that. Got to get ready for it. See you later. Gotta have some ancient white ones sitting around that are just waiting to be collected. Uh-oh, check this transition out. Hold on, guys, look at this. You recognize those two pieces for what they are. Check this out. You talk about a crazy discovery. We have an ancient piece of pottery right here next to an old crock from like 1931. Piece of native pottery right next to a piece of crock. That's crazy. In a very good way. Good find for today. What else is going to be out here the rest of the way? Oh, what do we have here? Rocks that are standing up. Really? For us to look through? You shouldn't have. Just kidding. I'm glad you did. Maybe they just cleaned out the gravel underneath. I mean the sand underneath. And it's just showing us the voids. Hold on. I see scrape marks on something. All my times out here, I've never found soapstone. I recognize anything from 30 miles away. Check that out. We just found some that's probably at least 5 to 7,000 years old. No, let's take that back. 3 to 7,000 years old. It's the bottom of a bowl. It's shattered beyond belief, beyond recognition. And I just jumped up in this thing. Great find for the day. It's soapy. Go figure. Steatite. Soapstone. Ancient. Unfortunately destroyed. And I just got finished talking about it on the other side over there. How I never found soapstone out here before. When it comes to the ancient pieces that we find out here, I was always surprised that I never found the soapstone. Because the older the history is, it's more likely we'll find ancient pieces of soapstone. And we just did. What else is going to be out here today? This is their home. You already know what that is. I see little divots like a golf ball. What you know about that? It's got design on it. You're going to say, how does he see that from that distance? It even has a plant growing on it. It's bigger than I thought. Look at that. It looks like a baseball seam. Uh-oh. You're going to make me say it again. Braves going to win the 2023 World Series. They're playing Chicago tonight. They got the best record in MLB. We just got out of the All-Star game. It's a stitch from a baseball on a piece of Native American pottery. What do you know about that? The only thing missing is the red lines. The twine. Hey, welcome to heaven. A butterfly. Quite the chill spot. Chill zone. This is one of those zones that I would pull the Chase Lounge here and just lay in here, looking up. Nooski. It's almost like I can't even wait to make it to those other monumental gravel bars that I know about out here. Who knows what's shoved along the side of it. But I think we've had a pretty dang good time on this side so far. With a soapstone and that sort of pottery with that baseball seam imprint on it. That's what I'm talking about. You don't ever know what you're going to come across. Man. But guys, I tell you what, when it comes to this little hobby of collecting, I mean, I thought about this about a week ago when it comes to my own little collection. And the things that we collect, especially when it's ancient. Even if it's not. Even if it's something that I make, whatever. I thought about this. Had to write like 5-page essay on it, a personal essay, like in my books, my world famous writings. Go ahead, laugh, laugh, laugh. But it made me think about it though. Now lately I would collect a few pieces and I would toss them back up in the woods. I would. Because it's almost like now I'm reaching that apex of satisfaction when it comes to the hobby. I'm just happy enough to find it. I'm happy to touch it. And I keep, just a little bit here and there. I will end up keeping most of the collection today. No, that's nothing. But when it comes to this hobby though, in my little collection, I wrote something about it though, on how I think about it. Because the collection isn't mine. It's not. The natives own those things. They made them for their use. The pottery, the shards, the spear tips, the historical pieces. They made those from scratch. And it belonged to them. And I know you're going to argue, you're going to say, but it belongs to you now because you found it. But it still belongs to them though. But here's what I thought about that. When it comes to my collection. It's in my collection now, but it doesn't mean that it's mine. I'm just collecting it because it's really cool stuff. And it gets it out of the creek, keeps it from getting broken even more. To stay in my little museum for a temporary, time being, that is. But if you say it was really mine now, since I collected it and found it, it won't be mine later on though. And that's what I'm trying to get at. Another reason why I thought about taking it back out. So everybody can have it, So everybody can have it. Spread them out all over the place, all over the state. Just take them back out, deep out in the woods. So everything can have it. So it can belong to everything and everybody else, if you know what I mean. Because you always end up back out here when you're free. And it'll be nice to see things like that. Be part of the ownership, the joint ownership of the pieces. Because here's what you got to consider. If I have it in my collection now and it's mine, if I were to donate those things to a museum, well, not just a museum, but what if they go into some stash or something like that in a closet, in storage or whatever? It's no longer mine. It belongs to the entity, the ones who are hanging on to it. It belongs solely to them in one single location. What if I were to give it to my family? It's no longer mine then. It belongs to them because I gave it to somebody. So it belongs to them. It doesn't belong to me, and it doesn't belong to you. But if I were to take it back out and let everybody have it, and everything have it, it's fair game for everybody else. And it'll be nice for me to see it again later on. You know what I mean? See it with everybody else. The things that I collected in the past in my life. I thought that was a Native American bowl. It was a tire. It's just a flake. I don't even think it's a point. Can't even tell. If it is, it was made off of flake. I just went through this entire gravel bar. And now they make me look backwards at something and it's humongous. Where's that thing at? Dang. And I think I see a design on it too. Boy. How come I didn't see it when I was looking right at it? Right down at it? Because it looks like a log? How did they do it though? I just got finished complaining just now. And they tilt my head up to look at something. I see something that looks like a tire tread. Watch it be a piece of plastic. How come I never saw it? That's impossible. How did I not see it? There's my footstep right here. That's why I didn't see it. Would have been a nice one. It's still nice. It is. For what it is now. Imagine what it was like 648 years ago. Maybe longer. Thanks for the light. Thanks for helping for us to see it. Helping us to see it. Excuse my sinuses. It's one thing about GA. They make you go a long way to find it. And they make you go through a lot of things too. Just to find it. But where is it? Welcome to probably one of the heavenliest spots out here. Man. Most heavenly. I mean, it's just like the combination of the light and the plants out here. The high grasses. The sun, the shade. The blue sky, the clouds. The combination of it all out here. Perfect. Good sign. Exactly what I was hoping for. Everything's just sitting around like it was just gently placed here. Be nice to find a few ancient pieces. It's been a hard go at it though. At least I found my first midden piece, my first little, shell. Part of their midden pile, whatever you call those things. You're going to say, hey man, there should be 5 in there. I know I'm saying the same thing. It's nearly impossible to see them unless they're not covered up, with moss. But you're looking at July right here. This is what you get in July. Thickness. I don't know how I'm going to crawl to this thing. Whatever it is, it better not be glass because it looks like it's Egyptian. What a beautiful place this is. It's almost like I need to lay down in this. But there's something way over there. Actually, it's 2 pieces. Oh, it's a check design. I can see it from here. That one and that one right there. Still no point string thing. Be careful where you step. For real though. You don't want to crush anything. Don't we have good eyes? You're going to say, why didn't you come this way? Well, I wanted to get on the gravel bar first. That's weird. It looked bigger the further away I was. Illusion. Look at me acting all crazy out here. Trying to collect nature things. It's a check design. Hitting it right with the pottery today. Right on the edge. I'm lucky I didn't step on it. Good thing I looked down. Another great design today. Would you look at that one? Probably a few hundred years old. Not as old as the points though that we find out here. Look at that modern thing right there. Very mid-century modern. If only we can copy them again. Wouldn't that be perfect? These ancient peoples are so modern. You will never believe it. You talk about futuristic design and everything they made. Thanks for helping us to collect it and see it. Maybe you'll give us more ideas about how to truly design. If I find a couple more pieces, I might as well just go ahead and leave. I think I found enough though. Dang, check out that chill zone right here. I mean, that's why it's great to be a fish. Because you can spend time in places like this. I mean, because it's underwater. It's just a different perspective when you're a man, a human being, that is. See, we could probably spot something in December, January. Anything with major crazy designs on them, you know I'm looking. But when it comes to your human race and design, that's what gets me these days. It's almost like your history is being deleted, removed. That's what I'm concerned about when it comes to your design details these days. If you only knew what I meant. You got to sit down back at the drawing board and take a look at things. The way your designs are going these days, it's almost like it's going backwards to nothing. You know what I mean? Remember back in like the good old days from the Renaissance all the way up until like the early 1800s? The buildings, the way you built them, the way you designed them. Elegant, perfect, complex. There was nothing like it. And then you use excuses today, it'll cost too much to do the same thing. You use every excuse in the book why you can't make things like it used to be. But back then it was more modern. It was more perfect. But these days you're all about this so-called minimalism. I wonder what came out of this thing right here. Is there a burn layer from like the archaic days? I mean, look at the piece of pottery I just picked up. That says a lot. They did more back then than you will ever consider doing now with their designs. You're all about this so-called minimalism because it's in. You go into these office buildings, you go into these offices, just like mine. There's nothing on the wall. Everything is straight angles. There's little design incorporated in the overall design of the space. Any space. Even the design of your buildings on the outside, the facades and stuff. You're all into this so-called minimalism. It's almost like it was taught to you. What comes after minimalism? Nothingism? Think about it. It's almost like you're being erased. When you look back on the times, your minimalistic designs. Floating. Ooh, it's a piece of clay. I thought it was like a bottom of a bowl under that bark. But think about it. Minimalism. Minimal. Then there's probably going to be what is called nothingism. It's almost like you don't want to design. You want everything to be minimal. Nothing. So what history is in it? What is remembered within the design itself? Hardly anything. What's so modern about it compared to centuries ago? The angles, the curves, Art Deco, Art Nouveau, the Renaissance period, Gothic, all that. You talk about modern times. They put so much work into it to make it perfect. And now you want to have nothing. No design at all. It's almost as if you don't even want it to be there. You definitely got to rethink that. For real. Before it's too late. You don't want to design down to nothing, do you? Because nothing is nothing. Means you'll be erased. And that will be a disaster. Get a load of this. For a second there, I thought this was a snake made of diamonds. How does something like that end up in a place like that? First of all, what is it? See if I can even get over here. See, I thought that was a snake at first. Then I thought it was a wire. Ain't nothing like finding the treasure in heaven. For real. A lot of pottery again. A lot of masterpieces. So lucky we had a day like today again in heaven. Let's go ahead and take a look, shall we? Heck yeah. In many respects, you cannot ask for a better day when it comes to GA. Hey, that rhymed. Just like a lot of things in my videos rhyme, just like the pottery. How it's all connected. Would you look at that? Even down to the ancient soapstone. One of a kind when it comes to today's collection. Well, there are a lot of things here that are one of a kind, due to their own design. Hey, that almost rhymed also. I should be a rap artist. Hey, got a blue ball again. Yeah, garbage. But this is not garbage. The colors have gone away. And you can't read it anymore. It looked better when it was wet. And I doubt it even plays. I'll figure that one out later. I know you want to see the jewelry. You're going to say that's the best catch of the day. Best recovery. It's fake. You're going to say, how do I know that? I can feel it. How does one find something like this in the Greek? I mean, Exploring Alabama finds a ton of stuff like this all the time. That Ream collection he's got. You talk about a treasure indeed. Very cool find for the day. I almost never find any kind of jewelry. I find other things. Yeah. Could be something. Maybe nothing at all. Just rounded off by time. Keep it added to my perfect circle collection. Modern croc stuff from like the 40s maybe. But this is definitely not from the 40s. Probably from the 840s. BC. Most likely AD though. Look at that one. Collection's getting better. Now that one's kind of weird. The impact crater that we saw earlier. That is a weird one. And that's the fattest one of the bunch. Look, it even has ash on the inside. Solidified ancient ash. I'll be careful not to clean the inside of this one. I mean, that looks like the tail out of a 1950s car. The ancient peoples were perfect when it comes to design. I mean, look at that one. This probably dates back to like the 1500s. Could be the 1300s. Probably one of the better ones I've ever collected from that place. How did they even have the mindset to design like this? Where did it come from? You're going to say it came from the aliens. No, they just had a different kind of influence when it comes to the soul and understanding nature and design. Perfect for my collection. Now this one's kind of amateur, like a 13-year-old did it, drawing the baseball seams without the red seams itself, without the red yarn. It's almost like they're trying to tell the future. I bet they're Braves fans. Today, that is. And this one's got ash on the backside. Maybe that's the outside. Yeah, that's the outside. It's got the design on it. That's the inside. And got the points too. Two fully intact ones and maybe right here. Some kind of scraping device. Could be just a chip off the old block. And then got another heartbreaker right here. What a shame. See you in the next video.